How does Pascal's wager use probability? Have you ever thought about how we make choices when faced with uncertainty? One fascinating example is Pascal's wager, which uses probability to tackle the question of belief in God. This wager presents a unique way to think about faith and decision-making through the lens of numbers. At its heart, Pascal's wager considers two scenarios. Either God exists or God does not exist. While we may not know the actual probability of God's existence, Pascal suggests we should assign a positive probability to it. This means that believing in God can be viewed as a kind of bet. To understand this wager better, let's look at expected utility theory. This theory helps us evaluate the rationality of our choices by weighing potential outcomes against their probabilities. When we consider believing in God, we calculate the expected utility by multiplying the probability of God's existence by the infinite reward of eternal happiness. On the flip side, we also consider the probability that God does not exist. In this case, there is a finite cost associated with belief, such as time spent in worship or moral obligations. The expected utility of not believing involves the potential infinite loss of eternal damnation if God exists, balanced against the finite gain of living without religious constraints. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Even if we assign a very small probability to God's existence, the potential infinite gain from believing makes the expected utility of belief much greater than not believing. This means that, from a probability standpoint, believing in God becomes the more rational choice. Pascal formalized his argument by relating the cost of belief to the uncertain gain of reward. This relationship aligns with the principles of expected utility theory, where the fair value of a gamble is the weighted average of its possible outcomes. In practical terms, Pascal's wager illustrates how probability can guide our decisions, even outside of religion. It shows us that assigning probabilities to uncertain events and weighing their outcomes can help us make rational choices in everyday life. Numbers play a significant role in shaping our beliefs and actions, especially when we face uncertainty. Pascal's wager serves as a reminder that probability is not just a mathematical concept. It influences how we navigate life's big questions. So next time you find yourself at a crossroads, consider how probability might help you make a decision.